Hello and welcome to my channel. I am Dee Marie. I want to welcome those of you who it is your first time joining me and thank those of you who are return viewers. If you have been following me, you will have noted that I am offering up types of organizational and cleaning videos, and you perhaps have noted that I am actually doing it on my own home. There's a reason for that. The home that I am currently organizing, cleaning, and trying to make into a home was actually never meant to be our forever home. This was, excuse me, our rental property. When the economy was booming, we actually sold our first home very quickly. We had put it on the market after we had purchased what we thought was going to be our forever home. Well, our forever home was being built, and it was going to be about a year before it was completed. Our first home sold so quickly, we were kind of stuck because not only do we have children, we had dogs, and we had big dogs. So it was very tough to find a rental property that would let us move in with the size of the dogs that we had at the time. So we looked because in the market at the time, houses were turning so very quickly, and we thought we'll purchase this home and we'll live here for a year and then we'll flip it. We'll turn around and sell it and we'll be all good. Well, by the time our house was completed, the market had slowed down tremendously and we couldn't flip this house quickly enough. So that put us in a bit of a financial bind because now we were looking at 2 mortgages. What we did was decided to rent it out until the market went back up. Unfortunately, the market kept going down. And because of that, my husband lost some income. He did not lose his job, so we were very blessed. We still had our jobs. We still had 2 homes actually. So we felt very blessed given what the circumstances of many of our close friends were around us. It was amazing. We were very blessed. But we had to look at our situation because basically the economy was taking so long to reboot that with 2 children growing, and we knew they were going to be going to college in a few years, and with my husband's reduced income, we had to make the financial decision to sell what I thought was going to be our forever home. It was a beautiful home. I picked everything in it. To sell it and move back to, at that time, the rental property. So this house was never meant to be my forever home. So as you can imagine, when we moved back, although I repainted, recarpeted, and did things to make it more homey and acceptable and more concurrent with the way I liked to decorate things, again, the whole thought was, really, how long are we gonna be here? Well, now that my husband and I are getting a little bit older in age, we thought, are we gonna move? We've got 2 kids in college now, and that expense is nothing to shake your head at. It's a little bit more than anticipated, but we are doing it, staying here. So that kind of made me reevaluate how I treated the house, because in many ways I treated it as a house as opposed to a home. And ladies, you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, I cleaned it. Yeah, you know, I put pillows on the sofa, that type of thing, but I didn't really invest in it emotionally. And after he and I talked about, you know, our age, the fact that the kids are in college, and where we were at financially at this time in our lives, we came to the realization that right now, given our circumstances, we may want to stay here. This may be our retirement home. This may be the home that we grow old in. That made me reevaluate the way I looked at things. So when I looked at it with fresh eyes, I realized this house needed a lot more love because it needed to become a home and not just a storage facility for all of our things until we found a better place. So that's why I'm taking it a day at a time, a drawer at a time, a closet at a time, a cabinet at a time, and reinvesting in my home to make it a home, taking more pride in it, if you will, and organizing it. So all that being said, I hope that you all will continue to join me on my journey to reorganize and really just turn this house back into a home.
I decided to do our cedar chest in addition to doing the chest of drawers, because what's happening is I'm cleaning and purging, I'm creating more real estate. So this hot mess that you're seeing here can actually be impacted. So I'm going to pull all this out, sort it out winter, summer, and put it in its appropriate place. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using the cedar chest just to store our winter wardrobe. Because we are limited on space, we have to rotate our wardrobe slightly. For the heavier items, we have to be able to put them in and take them out of our drawers and closets. So this is going to be part of today's project. So again, stay tuned.
Okay, I am still in the process of emptying drawers. This was his very top drawer, which was a junk drawer. So I am piecing through that because I don't want him to accuse me of throwing away some treasure that he had. Although I love this. Look what I found. Okay, he hates putting up Christmas lights. So I'm gonna pull this out next holiday, see if he can utilize it. But yeah, I found a treasure trove of coin in his junk drawer, which I'm pretty sure he doesn't even know he had. So is it his, really? I mean, if you do laundry and you find cash in the laundry, isn't it the person who does laundry's money? Yeah, I like that school of thought. He had so much stuff in his junk drawer. Start a little trash bag here. And then this is just supposed to be shredded. My goodness. Okay, stay tuned. Hi guys, welcome back. I'm done. So I'm gonna bring you around and have you take a look at what I finished doing. The project took a little bit longer than I anticipated, simply because once I would delve into one thing, it would lead me to delving into another thing. So not only did I completely reorganize all the drawers in our dresser, but I tackled the top drawer in my nightstand and our cedar chest, which housed all the clothes that we couldn't fit anywhere else. So, and I showed you that video earlier, what a jumbled hot mess that was. So one thing led to another, and I caught my groove going. I took a little bit of a break to go get a Dutch Brothers because I felt I deserved it. But that being said, let me bring you around and give you a close look at what I accomplished. Okay, I'm gonna open the drawers. What I didn't show you previously was the very top drawers, because I didn't think that I was gonna do them. But quite frankly, once I started opening the drawers, I couldn't stop myself. I felt like if I was gonna do these drawers, I'm gonna do all of them. So this was a jumbled mess that would barely close. And what I did was I pulled everything out. You know I'm all about the purge. I pulled everything out of there, sorted through it, put things in the trash that belonged in the trash, and kept whatever that I felt was going to be important to him, because this is his junk drawer. So you can see here, these are his medals. I mentioned before my husband does Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and has competed quite a bit. Those are his medals that I tucked away. These are little Hot Wheels that he was given as gifts. He's not a collector, but I hesitate to get rid of them, because if he wants them tucked away and kept for a reason, it's not for me to say, hey, that's somebody else's toy or junk. So I kept those. And I went to Dollar Tree and I got 6 containers. Now these two little squares here were 2 for $1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, $5 to organize the drawer. And these were a little bit more expensive. I laugh when I say that because it is Dollar Tree, but they do have some containers that are like 3 for $1 or 2 for $1. I went with these because they are so much sturdier and have like a non-skid on the bottom, a non-skid surface.
in addition, on the backs of the containers, they also have like a little rubber pedestal, you know, foot on the back. And I'm trying to reach in here and get one open for you so you can see. It turned around, which means that it doesn't skid. It doesn't skid around in the drawer. So I felt that they were worth it. And I think they do a wonderful job of organizing and containing all his little doodads rather than them just rolling around. And what I've noticed is, and you tell me if you've noticed anything different, mess attracts mess. If you have a mess, you tend to add to it rather than detracting from it. So if you start off organized, you have a tendency to stay that way because you realize how good it feels for you and you realize how easily things are located. This is his underclothes drawer, his underwear drawer. Again, I pulled everything out. I purged those that he shouldn't have kept, should have been purged a long time ago. And I just neatly rolled them in here so he can more easily see what he has. This is his knee brace. He hurt himself in his last competition, so but that fit in there perfectly, and it helped corral the underwear, so I loved it. So that's that. Coming down, and this is his sock drawer, and I love how this turned out. So what I did was, again, I purged, I pulled everything out, I got rid of all the ones that didn't have brothers or sisters to them, and how that happens, I don't know, because we seem to put them in the washer together, but they never seem to come out together. But what I did was I folded them in half, and I put in the back these socks that are least assessed, so he's not going to need those as frequently as the others. This colorful row right here are his tried and true, his socks that he loves. These are his little ones that he likes to wear, and then these are his dress socks, so they're easily accessible. He can see them very easily. And I loved how that turned out. I'm not having any trouble closing the drawer like I was before when we had the ball system going on with the socks. And look what I have here. Because I purged and I organized, I actually have room in a drawer. So those are his t-shirts. He doesn't wear a lot of those because, quite frankly, as I shared in another of my videos, he doesn't have to dress up for work, so he only needs a few t-shirts for those occasions that when he does need to dress up. But I have real estate, people. I love it. Okay, let me come over here. And again, I didn't show you this previously, and I would have been embarrassed to do so because this is my junk drawer, and it was just as bad as his, if not worse. So I again purged, pulled everything out, purged, and went to Dollar Tree. I got a few more containers to make this more easily functional. I can see what's in here. I got rid of everything I didn't need and corralled the things that I wanted to keep in this drawer so they're not sliding around and becoming a jumbled mess again. So I've got a couple of, these are, I'm showing my medals for a minute since I showed you his. I used to run. I don't now because something's going on with my hip. I hope to get back into it, but I completed a couple half marathons and a Medder, and kind of proud of that. So hanging on to those. Coming down. This, look at, I've got real estate. This is my underwear drawer. I don't keep my bras and underwear in the same drawer. I had shown you my bra drawer a little bit earlier in the beginning of the video, and that did not change. I like the setup of that. I don't like to wrench my bras around. I like to keep them the same as they are in the store so that they stay and keep their shape as long as possible. They stay nice. And again, I have real estate. I know I have a lot of Christmas socks. I like my Christmas socks. The reason I like my Christmas socks is not only because I love Christmas, but because they are thin and they're not too long and they fit perfectly under my boots when I'm wearing my boots. They don't cause friction or anything of that nature. So I just love my Christmas socks. So those actually get worn all year round. If I'm wearing boots, more than likely, I've got Christmas socks underneath them. The very bottom, my tights, my winter wear. It's summertime right now, so I'm not needing those. So I put those at the very bottom drawer. Very nice. Okay, come over here. This is some winter wear. These are gloves and stuff that are in one of the thinner accessory drawers. You know, those top drawers are always a little bit thinner. Again, this is not something I'm going to need, so I just put them in there nice and neat. I had purged, there's a bunch of junk in there with them. I didn't even know half of this stuff was in there. And that's my Santa hat. At Christmas time, I like to rock my Santa hat, and I'm kind of a cheetah leopard girl, so that's all me. I am so proud of this drawer. These are all my tank tops, my camisoles. And what I did was, again, I purged out those that have gotten torn or kind of worn out and threw those away. And I kept the ones that are nice and that I still wear. And I didn't really intend to like color scheme them, but I love how it looks. It's very pleasing to my eye, so I ended up doing that. And I actually had room on the side to put in my leggings. These are the LuLaRoe leggings, and ladies, I don't know if you've ever tried them, but they feel like butter. They are so soft and silky. I just wish they would make plain black. Although, if they made plain black, they probably sell out of them right away. And this is the rest of my tanks. So again, I just kind of went with the color scheme, and I didn't start out thinking that's what I'm gonna do. It just kind of worked out that way, and it was so visually pleasing to me, I went with that. And that's one more pair of leggings that's tucked away right there. And then this did not change. I showed this to you earlier. This is my bra drawer, and I like to keep it like that. I like them to keep their shape. I don't like to wrench them around and try to tuck them into each other. I think that increases the wear and tear on the bras. So that is that. Over here was my nightstand, which I didn't know I was going to get into, but again, I was in the purging, organizing mood, so I did it. And I cleaned this out, and it was another junk drawer. I'm like, how many junk drawers do we need? And I mean, we always have one in the kitchen, which I had cleaned out some time ago, but apparently we have multiple junk drawers. So this was my catch-all in my nightstand, and I was able to organize that. I was pleased with that. I'm gonna bring you around, and I'm gonna show you what I did with our cedar chest. This, as you saw in the previous footage, was a hot jumbled mess. I pulled everything out. So what I did was I kept our winter wear in the cedar chest because we don't have enough space to keep all our winter, all seasons of our clothing in our closet. We need to rotate it as the season changes. So I'm keeping all my winter wear in here, and I actually like it because that keeps the moths away. That's one of my favorite sweaters. It folds up nicely in here. There's something about a cedar chest that just keeps everything nice and neat and smelling wonderful. Well, not nice and neat because you saw it before, but smelling wonderful. Now his winter clothing is on the bottom. We actually don't have enough drawer space at this time for all his shorts. So what I did was I rolled all his shorts nice and neat. I folded them in half, and then I rolled them nice and neat so that he has access to them. These are his gym or jiu-jitsu shorts, and then these are the shorts that he would wear during the day. So I made that all nice and neat for him. Pretty proud of that. Okay, I'm gonna turn the camera around and we'll finish up. All right, that is it. We've wrapped it up for the day. You might see, I don't know if you can see, but you see some laundry behind me. One thing I do try to do, ladies, is when I'm working on a project, as you all know, I work full time, so I'm working Monday through Friday, and Saturday and Sunday are my days to get things done. And when I want to do an extra project like this, what I do try to do is always start my laundry that day. That way I feel like I'm multitasking, I'm killing two birds with one stone kind of thing. Because if I don't, then I've got all my laundry to do still on Sunday, and I feel like I haven't had a day of rest kind of thing before I get back to my work week. So just kind of a hint or a suggestion. If you're working on a project, start your laundry in the morning, just keep it going throughout the day, and you'll feel really this sense of accomplishment as not only did you get your project done, but your laundry's caught up too. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was very enjoyable for me. It was work, but the feeling of accomplishment I get anytime I take over a space and organize it and bring structure to it. I don't know, people, it's good for the soul, I guess.
because I keep wanting to go back and open those drawers, and I just feel this sense of calm, and I just love it. I got something else done today, I guess. Working on making this house a home. And as I shared with you earlier, that was something that had been missing. And now that I am committed, if you will, to this home and our future here, I'm committed. I am invested in this house, both emotionally in addition to financially. So I'm not breaking the bank. You all know that by now, if you've watched my other videos. I'm a budget kind of girl. I'm bougie on a budget. I love Dollar Tree. There are some things that I'm going to need to find storage for that has lids, and those type of the size that I need are not available at Dollar Tree, so I will be looking elsewhere for those. Some memorabilia and such that I don't want to get dusty or damaged, or I don't want folded up so that it fits in a smaller storage unit. So I'm going to be looking for that, and I'll share with you if I find something that that is feasible and reasonable at the same time. So that being said, thank you all of you for joining me today, and for joining me on my journey to get this house together, organized, and really for this house to feel loved. You know, if you invest in your home, you can tell when you've invested in your home. And I'm not talking just financially. When you put love and care into your home, it shows. Pride of ownership kind of thing. So anyway, I am striving to bloom where I'm planted, and I encourage you all to do the same. Thank you all again for joining me. If you have any suggestions or you like my content, please hit the like button and leave a comment and subscribe to my channel. And perhaps share it with someone else who you think would benefit from it. That being said, I wish you all a very blessed day, and again encourage you all to bloom where you are planted.